Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. Let's get started with the last chapter of your class 7 Ganita Prakash textbook, Working with Fractions. इसमें भी काफी मजा आने वाला है। इसको हम 2 वीडियोस में करेंगे। पहले वीडियो में एक लंबा 8.1 यूनिट खत्म कर लेते हैं। ओके, सो शुरुआत करते हैं वर्किंग विद फ्रैक्शंस। फ्रैक्शंस का तो मतलब आपको मालूम ही है। फ्रैक्शंस का मतलब अगर सीधे तरीके से पूछे तो इसका मतलब होता है अगर 1/2 दिस इज अ फ्रैक्शन, 2/3 it is a fraction, let's say 9/10 it is a fraction, right? तो बेसिक्स तो आपको मालूम है। अब इसके साथ कैसे काम करते हैं उसके बारे में इस पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर में पढ़ा जाएगा। सो मल्टीप्लीकेशन ऑफ फ्रैक्शंस कैसे किया जाता है। फॉर एग्जांपल, अरे ये लड़के का कैसे बनाया है एनसीईआरटी, इसका हाथ पूरा नहीं दिखाया है। जस्ट इमेजिन, आई एम सरप्राइज्ड नोबडी लुक्ड एट दिस, इट्स सो इनसेंसिटिव। एनीवे, एरॉन वॉक्स 3 किलोमीटर इन 1 आवर, यानी कि 1 घंटे में एरॉन 3 किलोमीटर चलकर जाता है। ओके, तो 5 घंटे में वो कितना चल पाएगा, यानी कि 1 घंटे में 3 चलता है तो 5 घंटे में कितना चलेगा। बेसिक मैथ्स है, 3 किलोमीटर इंटू 5 घंटे यानी कि 15 किलोमीटर वो चल पाएगा अगर वो थकेगा नहीं तो। राइट, दिस इज क्लियर। This is very easy. If you want to cross check it, you will say first hour 3 kilometers, second hour 3, third hour 3, fourth hour 3, fifth hour 3. इन सभी को एडिशन करेंगे तो ये 15 किलोमीटर मिलेगा। नाउ एरॉन का पेट टॉर्टॉइस यानी कि कछुआ वॉक्स एट अ मच स्लोअर पेस, यानी कि वो काफी धीरे धीरे चलता है। इट कैन वॉक ओनली 1.4 किलोमीटर इन 1 आवर, यानी कि 1 घंटे में सिर्फ वो 1/4 ऑफ अ किलोमीटर। तो अगर एरॉन 1 किलोमीटर चल सकता है तो टॉर्टॉइस सिर्फ उसका 1/4 किलोमीटर ही चल सकता है। तो ये पूछा जा रहा है कि 3 घंटे में वो कितना चल पाएगा। ओके, तो इसको कैसे करेंगे। तो लेट्स लुक एट इट, दैट डिस्टेंस इन 1 आवर इज 1.4 किलोमीटर। दिस इज द सेकेंड आवर, दिस इज द थर्ड आवर, राइट। तो यहां पर भी 1/4, यहां पर भी 1/4, तो 1.4 plus 1.4 plus 1.4 becomes 3.4 kilometer. That is 3/4 of a kilometer. He will be able to walk in a time duration of 3 hours, right? So that is the way you look at it. So 1.4, 1.4, 1.4, 3.4 kilometers. 3/4 kilometers, not 3.4. Okay, 3.4 and 3/4. Let me just tell you, कहीं confusion हो जाएगा। 3.4 is not equal to 3.4. अरे 3/4 is not equal to 3.4. 3/4 will be equal to 0.75 kilometers. Okay, which is obviously not equal to 3.4 kilometers. Okay, इस बात का ध्यान रखना, ऐसी चीजों में कंफ्यूज नहीं होने का। ओके, चलिए आगे चलते हैं। We saw that Aaron can walk 3 kilometers in 1 hour. ये हमने देखा। How far can he walk in 1/5 hours? यानी कि घंटे का 1/5वां हिस्सा, उतने में वो कितनों किलोमीटर चल पाएगा। तो अगर हम 3 किलोमीटर को जो कि 1 घंटे में ट्रैवल कर रहा है, तो 1 घंटे को देखें तो 1 घंटे को हम अगर हम 5 भागों में, दिस विल बी द 2/5, दिस विल बी 3/5, दिस विल बी द फोर्थ पोर्शन एंड दिस विल बी द 5/5, राइट। सो अगर हमको पता करना है कि इतने में, राइट, अगर ए से शुरू हो रहा है, ये बी पॉइंट है, तो ए टू बी में कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल कर पाएगा, ये डिस्टेंस हमको पता करना है। दैट ही विल ट्रैवल इन 1/5 ऑफ एन आवर। 1/5 ऑफ एन आवर कितना होगा, 12 मिनट्स। दैट इज 60 divided by, I'm just telling it to you because cross check करना हमेशा easy रहता है। 60/5 that is 12 minutes, यानी कि 12 मिनट में कितना होगा। Let me ask you a simple question. 1/4 कितना होगा, yes 15 मिनट। 1/3 कितना होगा, 20 मिनट्स। 1/2 कितना होगा, 30 मिनट्स, राइट। तो ये सब ना कैलकुलेशन जल्दी से अपने दिमाग में करने की आदत डालो। The more you practice, the better you will get at these kind of simple calculations. So the distance covered in 1/5 hours is 1/5 into 3, because this is the distance he travels in 1 hour. So therefore this becomes 3/5 kilometer. Okay, so 3/5 kilometers is the distance that he travels. Now, how far can Aaron walk in 2/5 hours? How much can he walk तो इसमें क्या करेंगे, ये 1/5 का हमें मालूम है, ये 2/5 ये मालूम है, राइट? सो ये 2/5, ओके, आई मीन उसमें मैंने एक एक करके बताया। बेसिकली कहने का मतलब था कि यहां तक का इट विल बी 2/5, यहां तक का 3/5, यहां तक का 4/5, यहां तक का 5/5। इट डजंट मीन कि ये वाला 4/5 ये नहीं है। ईच वन ऑफ देम इज 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5। ओके, तो अगर हमको यहां तक देखना है, सो दैट मीन्स फ्रॉम हियर to here is 2/5. Okay, so that means to 1/5 plus 1/5 is what we need to calculate in a time distance of 2/5. Okay, कहां पे है ये? Okay, so what we will do is we will cover the distance first in 1/5, then 2/5 is twice of 1/5, है ना? So what we are talking about is the distance covered in this thing is 1 bar. So 1/5 is 3.5. So 2 into 3.5, 3/5 into 2 equals 6/5 kilometers. We will cover in 2/5 of an hour, right? That means in 24 minutes, he will cover 6/5 kilometers. Okay, I'm just telling it to you so that आपको process करने में आसानी हो। तो इसका मतलब है 2/5 into 3 is 6. Now let's do this discussion on how this actually works. 1 minute. Yeah. So first we multiply 2/5 into 3, then we get 6.5 is what we are trying to this thing. Now एक और example देते हैं. A farmer had 5 grandchildren. एक किसान के 5 पोते और पोतियां हैं. She distributed, it's a female farmer, she distributed 2/3 of an acre. Acre of a land जो होता है उसका 2/3 हिस्सा, 2/3 of that acre she distributed to each of the grandchildren. यानी कि हर पोते पोती को 2/3 of land of the acre mila, right? So how much of land did she give to her grandchildren? तो यानी कि 5 grandchildren into 2/3. Okay, that means 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. तो इसको पांचों को ऐड कर दिया तो मिलता है 10. So it will come to 10/3. यहां से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो वो भी 10/3 ही मिलता है. Okay, 1 hour of internet time costs ₹8. How much will 1/4, that is 1 घंटा और उसके बाद 15 मिनट, राइट? 1 घंटा और 15 मिनट, 1/4 of an hour with 15 minutes जो मैंने अभी आपको बताया of internet time cost. So 1/4 is 5/4. ये हमको already we have studied that, right? So this is 1 and this is it. When we are totally putting it like this, it will come to 5/4. So 5/4 of internet time, 5/4 into 8 because the cost is ₹8. So 5 into 8/4, 8/4 becomes 2. So this becomes ₹10 that it will cost. Okay. Now let's do some figure it out वाले questions. आप अपना पेन और नोटबुक जरूर लेके रखिए so that you can also solve along with me. You can pause the video and see whether आपका जो question है correct मिलता है या नहीं. Okay. So the first question is Tenzin drinks half a glass of milk every day. Okay. Tenzin drinks half a glass of milk every day. How many glasses of milk does he drink in a week? Okay, in a week. And how many glasses of milk did he drink in the month of January? तो यहां पर आपको क्या पता करना है कि एक तो ये कि वीक का मतलब we are talking of 7 days, okay, and January means how many days? We are talking of 31 days. This is the basic thing that you need to know, otherwise आपका पूरा calculation गलत हो जाएगा, right? तो यहां पर let me do it on this page. Okay, so what we are this thing we are told half a glass of milk he is drinking every day. जो भी facts है उसको पूरा लिखो. Tenzin drinks half a glass of milk every day. Okay, milk in a week. So milk in a week कितना होगा? 1/2 into 7, that is 7/2, which will make it 3.5 glasses of milk. सही बात? Okay. Now एक हफ्ते में that means he drinks 3.5 glasses of milk. Now what about the month of January? January में there are 31 days. So it will become 1/2 into 31, which is 31/2, which will become 15.5 glasses of milk he drinks in the month of January. Agar in the month of June hota, so then it would have been 1 by 2 into 30, which would have been 30 by 2, which would have been 15 glasses of milk in the this thing. Agar aapse aur tricky karke pucha jata, it is a leap year, right? It's a leap year. How many glasses of milk will you drink in the month of February? So leap year mein it is 29 days. So 29 divided by 2 glasses he would have this thing. You can make it 14 and a half. Okay, I'm just giving you 2-3 other options also. A team of workers can make 1 kilometer of a water canal in 8 days. So in one day, the team can make how many kilometers of the water canal? If they work 5 days in a week, they can make how many kilometers of the water canal in a week? Okay, चलते हैं. Now, इसमें आपसे कहा गया है कि work done in one day. Okay, they can make 1 kilometer in 8 days. Okay, so that means in one day, they can make 1 by 8 kilometers, right? Yes or no? Right? Now, so work done in 1 week. Okay, अगर आपसे पूछा जाता है कि ये तो हो गया 1 kilometer in 8 days. So in one day, the team can make 1 by 8 kilometers. If they work 5 days in a week, they can make how many kilometers this thing? So if they work 5 days in a week, it will become 1 by 8 into 5, which is 5 by 8 kilometer of the water canal in a week, because they are working only Monday to Friday. They are not working on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, let's come to the third question. Manju and 2 of her neighbors buy 5 liters of oil every week and share it equally among the 3 families. How much oil does each family get in a week? See, इसमें क्या है ना, that question को पढ़ के इतना सारा fraction पढ़ के आप confuse हो सकते हैं. You can get a little confused. So the first thing that you need to do is not to get worried. You don't have to get scared. Practice the most so that you'll know it very well. You'll be able to tackle it. It's not a problem. It's actually very enjoyable. So Manju and 2 of her neighbors buy 5 liters of oil every week. Okay, every week, yeah. So oil per family. तो यहाँ पर करता हूँ oil per family in a week. So this is coming 3 families. So Manju plus 2 of her neighbors, right? So they buy 5 liters of oil per week. 5 liters of oil per week. Okay, ये सारा कुछ आपको ऊपर लिखना होगा, so that you don't make a mistake, right? So oil per family. So therefore it will become oil per family in 1 week will become 5 by 3, because there are 3 families, right? 5 by 3 liters. So if one family gets 5 by 3 liters in 1 week, then in 4 weeks, that is in 4 weeks, how much oil will they get? So the oil they will get will be 5 by 3 into 4, that is 20 by 3, which will become 2 by 3 liters. Okay, you know how this became this, you know that, right? So 3 into 6, 18, baki bacha 2, so 2 by 3 liters. Let's move to the next question. Safia saw the moon setting on Monday at 10 p.m. Now this is a slightly trickier question. Okay. Her mother, who is a scientist, told her that every day the moon sets 5 by 6 hours later than the previous day. How many hours after 10 p.m. will the moon set on Thursday? Now there will be many of you जो कि इस तरह का क्वेश्चन देके घबरा जाएंगे. Okay, तो घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है. There is no need to feel worried. I'll tell you slowly how to actually tackle these kind of questions. Okay, so what do you do? So Monday ko the moon sets at 10 p.m. That is the first fact which has been told to us. Each day it is setting 5 by 6 hours later than the previous day. यानी कि अगर एक दिन 10 बजे हो रहा है, the next day it is setting at 5 by 6 hours later than that, right? So what it means is that Monday, then we are talking about Tuesday, then we are talking about Wednesday, then we are talking about Thursday. है ना? We have to calculate for Thursday. So we will talk only till Thursday. So Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday. यहाँ सब में 5 by 6 hour delay हो रहा है, right? So delayed by 3 days. So what it will mean? 5 by 6 into 3. Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday. So 5 by 6 into 5 by 6 into 3, this will become 15 by 6, right? 15 by 6, actually 15 by 6 नहीं, इसको ऐसे करो, so this will become 5 by 2. Okay, this will become 5 by 2. 5 by 2 will mean 2.5 hours, correct? Okay, it will become 2.5 hours. So on Thursday, the moon will set 2.5 hours after it sets on Monday. तो Monday को कितने बजे बोला? 10 p.m. बोला. So इसका 2.5 hours will mean 2.5 hours will mean on Thursday it will set at 12:30 a.m. It will set at 12:30 a.m. on Friday morning. So it will become Friday, okay, because it will be after midnight. Okay, I hope this is clear. Multiply and then convert into a mixed fraction. Okay, 7 into 3 by 5. This will become 21 by 5, which will be 4 1 by 5. 4 into 1 by 3 will become 4 by 3, which will become 1 1 by 3. 9 by 7 into 6. So this will become 54 by 7, which will become 7. 49, 5 by 7. 13 by 11 into 6. So this will become 13, 6, 78. 78 by 11. This will become 77, 1 by 7. Okay, 1 by 11, sorry. 1 by 11. Okay, now let's move to multiplying of two fractions. Okay, how do we deal with something like this? Chaliye. We know that Aaron's pet tortoise can walk only 1.1 by 4 kilometers. ये हमेशा 1 point क्यों बोलता हूँ मैं? 1 by 4 kilometers in 1 hour. How far can it walk in half an hour? Very easy. तो अगर 1 घंटे में 1 by 4 चलता है तो आधे घंटे में कितना चलेगा? इसका 1 by 4 का आधा करना पड़ेगा. That is half of 1 by 4 kilometers. Yes or no? Right? So what you do is, तो यहाँ पर 1 by 2 into 1 by 4. So distance covered in 1 hour is 1 by 4. So 1 by 2 को we kind of divided into 2 parts. So इसको इस तरह से करके भी आप ज्यादा अच्छी तरह से समझ सकते हैं. That is, this is 1 by 4 of a unit. Like this is 1 by 4. This is 1 by 4. This is 1 by 4. And this is also 1 by 4. If I have to say how much did it this thing in double the space, it will be 2 by 4. That is 1 by 2, right? तो यहां पर हमसे पूछा गया है कि 1 by 2 को we have to divide it into 2 equal parts. So let's decide. So if this is 1 by 4, so if this shaded portion will become half of 1 by 4, right? So 1 by 4, 1 by 2 into 1 by 4 will be 1.8 kilometers. It will cover in half that time, right? If the tortoise walks faster and it can cover 2 by 5 kilometers in 1 hour, how far can it walk in 3 by 4 of an hour? So it will be basically 3 by 4 into 2 by 5. So this will become, yahan se 6 by 10, that is 3 by 5. Okay, 3 by 5 kilometers. Finding the product. First find the distance. Okay, well, same thing where they have this thing. Find this thing, and then you are making it like this in divided parts, where this will become 2 by 5, right? So this is becoming 2 by 5 of the entire whole, right? When we are dividing the distance covered in 1/4 of an hour, and the quantity we getting by dividing 2 by 5 into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's how we have divided into 4 parts. So the whole is divided into 5 rows and 4 columns. That is 5. These are the 4 columns, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the 5 columns, right? ये जो 5 है, इसको हमने इस तरह से डिपिक्ट किया है. उसका 2 portion we have taken like this, right? So usko, that means, and these are 20 parts. 5 into 4 is 20, right? So the distance covered in 1 hour is 2 by 20. Like this is, these are the 2 parts. It will cover in 1/4 of an hour. Now we need to multiply 2 by 20 into 3. So the distance covered in 3/4 of an hour will become 3 into 2 by 20, which is 6 by 20. And finally, it comes to 3 by 10, right? So we are showing this. So you can show this by the shading method also, that you can do something like this. Okay. Now, let's come to this discussion. Now, this discussion ka jo part hai, it has been told in a very complicated manner in this book. So I'll tell it to you in a very simple kind of manner, right? So basically, what they are doing is that 2 by 5 of fraction 3 by 4, which means 2 by 5th part of 3 by 4 is what you are taking. So let's first find the 1/5 of 3 by 4. Okay, 1/5 of 3 by 4 if you take it and then you divide it. For example, यहाँ पर जो लिया है, जो this thing which has been shown 3 by 2, which is the portion which is being shaded out here, but the shading thing is a little confusing in the manner in which it has been done out here. So you first take 2 by 5 of 3 by 4, then you first find the 1 by 5 of 3 by 4, which will be 3 by 20, right? Which will be 3 by 20, and then you multiply it by 2. So this will become, yahan se aisa karenge, so it will become 3 by 10, right? So the general rule that you need to remember is that when you multiply two fractions, multiply numerator with numerator, denominator by denominator. However, agar ye wala or ye wala it is divisible, then you can divide it to reduce it to a lower number. So basically, that is the funda you need to remember: numerator into numerator, denominator into denominator when you are multiplying one fraction with another. Okay, because the way it is told, it's very confusing. Okay, now connection between the area of a rectangle and fraction multiplication. In figure 8.3, what is the length and breadth of the shaded rectangle? Since we started with the unit square of side 1 unit, the length and breadth are half unit and 1/4 unit. Okay, 1/4 unit and half unit. What is the area of this rectangle? We see that 8 such rectangles give the square of area 1 square unit. So the area of each rectangle, like each rectangle is 1 by 8, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this portion is 1 by 8 of the entire thing, right? Now, do you see any relation between the area and the product? So isko मेरे को आपको बताना पड़ेगा. The area of a rectangle of fractional sides equals the product of its sides. I'll tell it to you in simple language because it's not explained. यहाँ पर explain नहीं किया गया है. Now, area का मतलब क्या होता है? Area का मतलब होता है length into breadth. This we know. Okay, area equals length into breadth. Correct? So if length is 4 units and breadth is 3 units, so this will become 4 into 3, that is 12 square units, right? So that is the funda we know for whole numbers. What happens in the case of fractions? So if there is a fraction, let's assume it is 1 by 2 into 1 by 4. So what do you do? So 1 by 2 into 1 by 4 will be yahan par numerator to numerator 1, denominator to denominator 8. So 2 into 4 will become 1 by 8. So that's how you will this thing. So that's why in book is saying that the area equals the product of its sides, right? So no matter whether the sides are whole numbers or fractions, the same rule apply hoga whole number में भी और fraction में भी. तो fraction में है तो numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator के साथ आपको multiply करना है, right? So that is the way the whole thing works. Now let's look at some figure it out wale questions. Now find the following products. Use a unit square as a whole for representing the fractions. 1 by 3 into 1 by 5. So yahan par 1 by 3 into 1 by 5 simple karenge to it is obviously 1 by 15. Now how do you represent this? So yahan par agar main iske स्क्वायर बना लेता हूं, राइट? तो यहां पर 1 2 3 4. ओके, यहां पर 1 और 2, तो ये कितने हो गए? 15 स्क्वायर्स हो गए, राइट? तो यहां पर हमसे कहा गया है 1 by 5, तो 1 by 3, तो ये 1 2 3 है, राइट? तो लेट्स से 1 by 3 विल बी दिस एंटायर पोर्शन इज 1 by 3, करेक्ट? दिस एंटायर पोर्शन इज 1 by 3. is entirely portion is 1 by 3. 1 by 5 क्या होगा? This is 3 4 5. So this portion is 1 by 5, is 1/5 of the entire thing. This portion is 1 by 3 of this portion is 1/3 of the entire thing, right? So that's how you need to show it also. आपसे पूछा जाएगा कि इसको विजुअली भी डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करो, तो आपको इस तरह से करना पड़ेगा. अब ये 1/1 into 1/4 into 1/3 is obviously 1/12. अब इसको हम कैसे, how will we show this? Very simple. What you need to do is to, यहां पर अब इसमें 4 कॉलम बनाने हैं, राइट? तो यहां पर ऐसे कर लेते हैं 1 2 3 4, राइट? सो 1 2 3 4 हो गया, ये 1 2 3 हुआ. अब इसका 1/4 का क्या मतलब हुआ? 1/4 इज, दिस इज 1/4, राइट? ये अगर यहां तक होता 2/4 होता, 3/4 होता, 4/4, एंड 1/3 इज दिस वन, राइट? 1 2 3, so this is 1/3. So this is 1/3 and this is 1/4, right? 1/5 into 1/2, simple multiplication करेंगे, we know it is 1/10, right? So 1/10 में कैसे करेंगे? We make like this, right? We make like this, and then let's say 1 2 3 4, right? So 1/2 क्या होगा? This will be 1/2. If we shade this portion, it will be 1/2. And अगर 1/5 करना होगा, तो this will be 1/5, correct? This is 1 2 3 4 5, right? So this portion is 1/5 and this entire portion is half of it, right? 1/2 into 1/5. Last कर लेते हैं 1/6 into 1/5. So we know that it will be 1/30. So this is a slightly बड़ा वाला thing. So what we do out here is to make this square. तो यहां पर आपको 5 कर देते हैं, 1 2 3 4, ओके. और यहां पर 6 कर देते हैं, 1 2 3 4 5 6, ओके. तो ये हो गया आपका 1/5, 1 2 3 4, ये वाला, ये हो गया आपका 1/5, बिकॉज ये 2 है, 3 है, 4 है, 5 है, राइट? और ये वाला पोर्शन आपका हो गया 1/6, बिकॉज ये 2 3 4 5 6 है, राइट? I hope you are able to do this very clearly, right? Similarly, ये multiply करना है 1/12 into 1/18. I'm sure you can do it by now. Okay. Now, doing this by representing the fractions, तो यहां पर okay, यहां पर इस तरह से solve किया गया है. So basically, you are told that 1/18, because if you are making so many parts here, this tiny portion is 1/18. Okay, and this is 12 parts out here, right? So अगर 12 part करना होता, तो you'll have to shade it again like that. Right? So 1/18 into 1/12 will be 1/216. So basically 1/b into 1/d is equal to 1/b into d. Similarly, ये कितना होगा? This will be 8/15, right? It will be 8/15. 4 into 2, 2 into 4, 8, and 3 into 5, 15. Similarly, ये कितना होगा? This will be 3/10. This will be, अब यहां से ये कट जाएगा 2. So this will become 1/6. Okay, this will become, similarly ये यहाँ पे कट जाएगा, so this will become 4/10. This will become 4/10, which can further become 2/5. This will further become 2/5. Right? Similarly, हर चीज का you can make the shadings. For example, if you have to make the shading for the last one, let's say, तो यहाँ पर आपका होगा 6 था ना ये, तो ये 1 2 3 4, ओके, ये 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, ओके. तो यहां पर 3/5, इफ यू हैव टू डू, यहां पर 3/5 को शेड करना होगा, तो दिस एंटायर पोर्शन विल बी 3/5. दिस विल बी 3/5. दूसरा है 4/6, यानी कि 1 2 3 4, तो ये पूरा पोर्शन ये हो जाएगा आपका 4/6. So only these two portions will not be shaded at all. Okay. Multiplying numerators and denominators. Multiplication of numerators and denominators. So 5/12 into 7/18. How would you do that? Like the previous case, let us find the product by performing the multiplication step by step. तो यहां पर इसके 12 पार्ट हैं, इसके 18 पार्ट्स हैं. We divide it and we make it 7/18. So these are the 7 squares. This becomes a 7/18, right? into 12 equal and then 12 into 18. So when we multiply it, और यहाँ पर ये 5 parts हैं, so 5 into 7 and 12 into 18, this will become 35 by 216. So it's the same formula is being implemented out here. Okay, ये पहले ब्रह्मगुप्ता ने भी 628 BC में कहा था. Now 3 into 3 by 4. Now how would you describe this? 3 by into 3 by 4 is essentially 3 by 1 into 3 by 4. That is 9 by 4. And 9 by 4, 3 by 5 into 4 can be written as 3 by 5 into 4 by 1. So this becomes 12 by 5. So wherever, if it is a whole number, you can always divide it by 1 because niche nahi hai, it will not be divided by 0. Okay. Now let's come to multiplication of fractions. Multiply the following fractions. 12 by 7 into 5 by 24. Okay. Again, same thing. 12. अब यहाँ पर it divisible है. So 12, 24, 2. So this will become 5 by 14. Okay. This will become 5 by 14 because you are able to divide it. It becomes divisible. 12 2s are 24, right? So that's for 5 by 14. Using the same technique to do one more multiplication. 14 by 15 into 6. So 14 3s are, this becomes 24. And these two are also going to be visible. 5 se kare, to ye 3 ho jayega, ye 5 ho jayega. So this will become 5 by 9. Okay, easy, very masti aayegi ye sab karne mein aapko. Okay, so this is called cancelling the common factors. You have to see whether it is divisible by any lower number. Okay, now let's look at some figure it out wale questions. Now, a water tank is filled from a tap. If the tap is open for 1 hour, 7/10 of the tank gets filled. It's actually, it should be written 7/10 of the tank gets filled. How much of the tank is filled if the tap is open for 1/3 of an hour? तो 1 घंटे का मतलब है 60 minutes. Okay, तो 20 पे 1/3 का मतलब है 20 मिनट के लिए अगर उसको चालू रखेंगे तो कितना पानी भरेगा. तो अगर 1 घंटे में 7/10 फिल हो रहा है तो दिस मींस in x hours, x into 7 by 10. Okay, x into 7 by 10, x hours, you know, अगर 4 घंटे 5 घंटे 10 घंटे लगाया तो x hours. So in x hours, you're talking about x into 7 by 10. तो इसका मतलब है 1/3 का हो गया. 1/3 will be 7 into 10. This will become 7 by 30. Okay, 2/3 of an hour. So 2 by 3 into 7 by 10. This will become ये 2 का 5 चला गया तो it will become 7 by 15. 3/4 of an hour. So 3 by 4 into 7 by 10. So this will become 21 by 40. Okay, 7/10 of an hour. So 7/10, this is interesting. 7/10 into 7/10. This will become 49 by 100. Okay. For the tank to be full, how long will it take? अब ये पूछा गया है कि ओके अगर टैंक को पूरा भरना है तो कितनी देर उस टैप को चलने की जरूरत होगी. ओके, दिस इज एन इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन, स्लाइटली ट्रिकियर. तो यहां पर अब आप कहेंगे कि 1 घंटे में इट फिल्स दिस थिंग 7 by 10. ओके, 1 घंटे में इट फिल्स अप 7/10 ऑफ द टैंक, राइट? तो इसका मतलब है x into 7 by 10 equals 1. 1 का मतलब वो पूरा टैंक फिल हो जाना, राइट? तो इसका मतलब हुआ x equals 10 by 7. तो यहां पर 10 into 1 10 and by 7. ओके, 10 into 1 and 10 by 7 हो जाएगा. तो इसका मतलब 1 hour 3 by 7 hours if the tap is kept open, the water tank will be completely filled up. Okay. The government has taken 1/6 of Somu's land to build a road. What part of the land remains with Somu now? तो उसके लैंड का अगर उसके पास 1 एकड़ था, ओके, अगर उसके पास 1 एकड़ था, लेट्स से 1 एकड़ लाइक दिस, ओके, उसके 1 2 3 4 5 6, ओके, तो 1 2 3 4 5 6, उसका 1/6 of that land has been taken by the गवर्नमेंट. ओके, 1/6, ये बाकी 5 हिस्से उसके पास अभी भी हैं. ओके, सो व्हेन यू मेक इट विजुअली, नो, आपको समझने में आसानी ज्यादा हो जाएगी. नाउ सोमू गिव्स half of the remaining part of the land to her daughter Krishna, यानी कि अब इस 5/6 का ये वाला पोर्शन है, इसका आधा पोर्शन यानी कि इतना पोर्शन शी इज गिविंग अवे टू हर ग्रैंड डॉटर कृष्णा, टू हर डॉटर कृष्णा, एंड 1/3 ऑफ इट टू हर सन बोरा. अब उसके पास कितना लैंड अभी भी बाकी है? ओके, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. ओके, लेट्स लुक एट द पूरा सॉल्व करते हैं. तो गवर्नमेंट लेता है 1/6. ओके, तो रिमेनिंग लैंड कितना बचा? 1 - 1/6. हमने अभी शेड करके देखा तो पता चल गया 5/6 बचा है. अब कृष्णा का शेयर यानी कि उसकी बेटी कृष्णा को कितना दिया है? उसको दिया है वहां का हाफ ऑफ 5/6. तो 1/2 इंटू 5/6, तो ये हो जाएगा आपका 5/12 ऑफ द ओरिजिनल लैंड. ओरिजिनल जो बाकी बचा है उसका 5/12. ओके, बोरा का कितना शेयर है? बोरा को कितना मिला? उसको दिया गया है 1/3 ऑफ द रिमेनिंग लैंड, दैट इज 1/3. अब उसको वी विल नॉट टॉक अबाउट इट फ्रॉम 5/6 minus 5/12. नो, 1/3 of 5/6 we will give, and she gets 5/18. So we are getting 5/18 of the total original of the land that is being given to Bora. तो 5/18 is the share that Bora gets, right? अब पूछा गया है कि बाकी कितना बचा. You are being asked what part of the original land. अभी कितना गया? 1/6 गवर्नमेंट ले गई, 5/18 बोरा ले गया, और उसको कितना मिला? 5/12, आई मीन प्लस होगा ये सारा, 5/12 कृष्णा के पास हो गया. तो सोमू के पास कितना बचा? तो व्हाट यू नीड टू डू is to total all these things, right? So let's say 1/6 को छोड़ दो. So 5/12 plus 5/18, that is we will make it all common, because इसका common कौन सा होगा? 36 होगा. So that it will therefore it will become 15/36. 12 3 are 36, so 5 into 3 36, plus 5 into 2 10, plus by 36, so this will become 25/36. I hope you are getting it. इन दोनों का कॉमन कैसे करना है? इन दोनों का कॉमन, नेक्स्ट कॉमन डिजिट इज 36, राइट? तो 12 into 3 36, तो इसको भी 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करना है. 18 into 2 36, तो इसको भी 2 से मल्टीप्लाई करना है, and that's how you get 15 and 10, right? So I hope there is no confusion. So we get 25/36. So सोमू का शेयर, सोमू के पास क्या रहेगा? 5/6 minus 25/36. अब इसको भी हम we'll have to make it common, तो इसको भी 36 करना पड़ेगा, तो इसको 36 करेंगे. So 5/6, 6 into 6, so this will become 36. So 30/36 minus 25/36, this will become 5/36 of the land सोमू के पास अभी भी बचा है, after having given to the government, after giving to Krishna, after giving to Bora. Okay, this is interesting. I hope आपको समझ में आ गया. Now, let's move to the next question. Find the area of a rectangle of sides 3 3/4 feet into 9 9 So, इसका कितना होगा? Length into breadth is the area. This is the basic formula we already know about, right? So, what do we do? So, we basically talking about 3 3/4 into 9 3/5. इसको हम और सिंप्लीफाइड फॉर्म में कर लेते हैं. सो 3 3/4 विल बी 3 into 4. ओके, 3 into 4 plus 3 divided by 4, which will become 15/4. We already know all this. How do we do that? Similarly, 9 3/5 will become 9 into 5. 9 into 5. There will be some people who will say इसको multiply नहीं करना, 9/1 करना. नहीं, ये वो वाला, ये fraction नहीं है. 9 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number. So 9 into 5 plus this 3 divided by 5. So this will become 48/5. Okay, now you use the formula of length into breadth. So basically we have to talk about कितना है ये? 15/4 into 48/5. Can we multiply this? No, we cannot make it like this. So basically इसको 4 और 5 का कौन सा कॉमन होगा? 20 कॉमन होगा, right? So what we do is to make it 15 into 48 and 4 into 5. Sorry, 15 into 48, 4 into 5. So this comes to 720 by 20, which is 36. So basically talking about 36 square feet will be the area of the rectangle. Okay. Sevang plants 4 saplings in a row in his garden. The distance between 2 saplings is 3 by 4 meter. Find the distance between the first and the last sapling. Okay, तो इसमें अगर हम एक ड्राइंग कर लेंगे तो आपको आसानी होगी. Okay, let me do it here. तो यहां पर we are talking about 4 saplings. Let's say A, B, C and D. A, B, C and D. तो यहां पर A एक लाइन ऐसा बना दूंगा. तो यहां पर A, ये B हुआ, ये C हुआ, ये D हुआ, right? So this is 3 by 4. This is 3 by 4. This is 3 by 4 meters, correct? All of them 3 by 4 meters. You have to always write the unit. So the distance between the first sapling between A and D will be the total of all these lengths together. That is AB plus BC plus CD, which will become the sapling. So question हमसे पूछा गया है, Sevang plants 4 saplings in a row in his garden. The distance between 2 saplings is 3 by 4 meter. Find the distance between the first sapling and the last sapling. So basically we are talking about 3 into 3 by 4, right? So we are talking about 9 by 4, which will become 2 1 by 4 meters, right? So 2 meters and 1/4 of a meter will be the total distance between the first sapling and the last sapling. Now let's move to the next question. Which is heavier, 12 by 15 12 by 15 of 500 grams or 3 by 20 of 4 grams? Very interesting question. बहुत मजा आएगा. Let's solve this. Okay. Now, 12 by 15 of 500 grams और दूसरा कौन सा है? 3 by 20 of 4 kg. तो अब पहला आपको क्या नोटिस करना है? ये kg में दिया गया है और ये ग्राम्स में दिया गया है. इस बात को ध्यान में रखना. So 12 by 15 into 500, इसको पहले कर दो. 3 और 3 से कट गया. So 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 into 500, which will be, and 5 इससे कट जाएगा. ये हो गया. तो ये हो गया आपका 400 ग्राम. ओके, 400 ग्राम. इसको कैलकुलेट करते हैं. 3 by 20 into this thing. तो इसको भी ग्राम्स में कन्वर्ट कर लेंगे. So 3 by 20 into 4000. 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. So 3 by 20 into 4000. तो ये कट गया. तो ये हो गया. We can make this into 200. So this we are talking about 600 grams. So this is 600 grams and this is 400 grams. So obviously the second one is the 3 by 20 of 4 kg is heavier than the first one. Okay. Is the product always greater than the numbers multiplied? Now this is again interesting. What is being asked out here? What is being asked out here? तो आपसे ये पूछा जा रहा है that when a number is multiplied by 1, the product remains unchanged. We will look at multiplying pairs of numbers where neither of them is 1. When we multiply two counting numbers greater than 1, अगर 1 से ज्यादा है, let's say 3 या 4 या 5 जो भी है, right? उसको multiply कर दें, the product is greater than both the numbers being multiplied. For example, 3 into 5 equals 15, which is obviously more than either 3 या 5. 3 और 5 दोनों से ज्यादा है, right? 15 is more than 3 and 5. What happens when we multiply fractions? तो 1 by 4 और 8 को जब आप multiply करेंगे तब हमको मिलता है 2, because 1 by 4 into 8, 4 को इसको cancel हो जाएगा, so this will become 2. So 2 is greater than 1/4 but less than 8. So you get a number in between, right? Now what happens when we multiply two fractions? We saw two whole numbers, one fraction and a whole number. Now let's look at two fractions. दो fractions को देखते हैं. So 3 by 4 into 2 by 5. तो इसको यहां पर कट हो जाएगा. So this will become 3 by 10. It will become 3 by 10. So 3 by 10 is basically if we have to compare it with that, okay, we don't compare 3 by 10 नहीं करेंगे, 6 by 20 ही रखते हैं. तो 6 by 20 को if we make it, it will become 3 by 4 will become 15 by 20, 2 by 8 will become 8 by 20, and we are getting 6 by 20. So basically we see that the product is less than both the numbers, right? It is less than both the numbers. So the relationship between the product and the numbers multiplied depends on whether they are between 0 and 1 and whether they are greater than 1. तो यहाँ पर situation से देख लेते हैं, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. Situation 1 is both the numbers are greater than 1. That is 4 by 3 into 4. So the product 16 by 3 is greater than both the numbers, right? लेकिन दोनों नंबर 0 और 1 के बीच में हो, right? Then the product is less than both the numbers. इन दोनों से कम होगा. तीसरा सिचुएशन, अगर नंबर वन नंबर 0 और 1 के बीच में है और दूसरा 1 से ज्यादा है, लाइक एक 5 है और दूसरा 3/4 है. 3/4 is obviously less than 1, right? It's 0.75. So then the number becomes is less than the number 1 but greater than the number between 0 and 1. So that is something. So इसमें काफी सारे रूल्स हैं जिसका कि आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. Now, what can you conclude about the relationship between the numbers multiplied and the product? Fill in the blanks. When one of the numbers, same thing what we have told, is less and this will be greater. Okay. Now let's look at the multiplication. So 1 by 2 into 1 by 4 equals 1 by 8. We've already seen that. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this entire thing becomes 1 by 4, right? This is 1 and 2. So this becomes 1 by 2, right? So therefore this part becomes the 1 by 8 of this entire rectangle, right? So ये देखना है कि 1 by 2, so whether you do 1 by 2 into 1 by 4 or 1 by 4 into 1 by 2, the result will always be 1 by 8. That does not make a difference. This will not change, right? So in general, note that the area of a rectangle remains the same even if the length and breadth are interchanged. So length and breadth, इसमें देखेंगे तो इसके मुकाबले, इसके मुकाबले this one का position we have changed, right? We have changed the way the things, यहाँ पर vertical है, यहाँ पर horizontal है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद the actual value बदलेगी नहीं. So A by B into C by D equals C by D equals into A by B. So that will not, this is also one of Brahmagupta's formula. Okay. I hope यहाँ तक का आपको समझ में आ गया. 8.2 और 8.3 we will do it in the next video, which will be the last video as far as mathematics is concerned for class 7. Okay. So जल्दी ही उसमें मिलते हैं. तब तक के लिए टाटा बाय बाय. प्रैक्टिस करते रहिएगा. प्रैक्टिस करना जरूरी है. I would suggest that you get hold of the question bank by Oswald books because उसमें काफी सारे extra questions भी provide किए गए हैं जिससे कि आपको प्रैक्टिस करने में मदद मिलेगी. उसके साथ साथ 2 practice papers भी हैं right at the end of the book, and that is something which you can make use of. Go to oswaldbooks.com, use Sudhir10 coupon code ताकि you can get additional discount on the price of the book. Okay, tata, bye bye. Thank you very much. Link is in the description box.